everybody. Tonight we read from 1 Peter 1 and Proverbs 21.
In 1 Peter 1, a brand new book, and it's talking about pretty much Peter, who was an apostle, and he's speaking to the believers. And this has something to do with how we talked about this earlier today. He wrote this letter to Christians who felt left out and persecuted. Although they hadn't hurt anyone, they were being badly mistreated by others. Some were even being killed. In this book, Peter helps believers to understand why we sometimes suffer unfairly and what to do about it. He opens up this letter, this book, in the first chapter, the first verse, and it is related to what I was talking about earlier today. When I was growing up, I heard someone use this popular quote. He said, "You should plan like you're going to live forever, but you should live like you're going to die tomorrow." And I woke up with that conviction in my heart, but I changed it. I tweaked it because I said, no, you should plan like you're going to live for a century, which is realistic, maybe, but you should live like you're going to leave imminently. That means that you're going to leave soon. So plan long range, but look, at any moment. And in the first verse of 1 Peter, Peter pretty much addresses the Christians that way. He uses the word strangers, and strangers has a connotation of sojourners, or another word, pilgrims. And it's just pretty much, and we used to sing that song, we're passing through this world, and this is not our home. We might like where we live, we might like where we reside, maybe we don't like it, but we're just passing through. But we have to make impact while we're here. And another verse that talks about something that we were talking about in the last 2 days, as far as the effectual fervent prayer of a righteous person availeth much, because the Lord wants us to have passion to do his will while we're here. Well, we see that word again, fervently, means giving all that you have. In verse 22, it says to love one another with a pure heart fervently. While we're here, we're to do the work that the Lord has given us, and we're to look out for one another. And also in verse 13, the way to live while we're suffering, while we're going through, it says, wherefore gird up your loins. That means get ready. Get your mind clear. Make clear, ready for action. Do the will of God. It says, gird up your loins, your mind, be sober, and hope to the end. Don't give up for the grace that is to be brought unto you at the revelation of Jesus Christ. So we have some work to do, and God is going to get the glory, but he does not want us to give up, but to remain focused on the goal, but in the meantime, bless others. What do you have to say about that, son?
I like what you said.
You agree with what I said? Oh,
yeah.
Okay. With that in mind, today's date is the 21st, and we would have gone to Proverbs 21, and verse 5 spoke to me. We're to be busy doing the Lord's business. And verse 5 says, the thoughts of the diligent, not negligent, not lazy, but diligent, tend to plenteousness. So let's do some great stuff. And also in verse 25, the desire of the slothful, the lazy, will killeth them. Like, I don't want to do anything. And then they're going to see that that's their destruction. For his hands refuse to labor. But while the days are here, even though they're shorter as far as the light, we're to be about the Lord's business. What spoke to you in Proverbs 21?
25th verse.
Hey! That's what I just read.
Yeah.
Okay, let me hear your version.
The desire of a lazy person will kill him because his hands refuse to do work. And I like that because when you're lazy, a lot of times you have, you want a lot, but you don't do what you have to do to receive it. So a lot of times that results in people doing the easy way, shortcut, and it can literally kill them. Like they might rob the wrong person, or just like do the wrong thing and end up, always have to look over their shoulder.
Yes.
It might be that one day when they look over too late, and it might be it. So that's why it's just good to develop a good work ethic. But a lot of people, sometimes they weren't raised that way, so it's good to show an example of work ethic. So.
All we can do it. And the next verse says, all day long he or she feels greedy, but a righteous person gives and does not hold back. Let's fervently be the example that the Lord wants us to be while we have the chance. We must work the work of him while it is day, for when night cometh no man can work. Have a wonderful evening.